Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Let me tell you about the best credit cards you probably want to start out with when you have bad credit. Or you may not have bad credit, you just don't have the best credit and you don't have revenue in the business. All right. Now, the first one I would definitely tell you is Nav. Now, given that Nav will actually start reporting to your business credit profile, this is so important because it's a financial instrument. There's a difference. I know a lot of people, when they start out in business, they're trying to build business credit and stuff. They're looking at trade lines like Granger, Seed and Uline and stuff like that. However, I'm telling you guys, you're working yourself backwards. You need to get financial instruments that are actually reporting to the business credit profile. And that's where NAV actually comes in it. Because not only NAV is going to report to Experian Business, Equifax Business, it also reports to Dun and Bradstreet. All right. Now, here's the thing about it: it's the Nav Prime. But the good thing about NAV, they do give you two trade lines. So they give you term credit and they give you a financial trade line. All right. And this is so important. Now, another key thing when building a business credit is also choosing the right bank. All right. Now, this is so important because a lot of people miss this. They'll run straight to a local community bank or they'll run straight to a credit union, right? And so, yes, like certain credit unions will give you a business credit card and a business loan. However, the business transactions are not being reported to the business credit bureaus. So, like a Navy Federal, right? So, we all know that Navy Federal, you need uh, two credit scores, right? So you're going to need your internal credit score, and then you're going to need your personal credit score. Your internal credit score needs to be above 325, 350, all right? Your personal credit score needs to be at least a 660, all right? And so that's the reason why, like, people said, "Oh, I done did all these transactions with Navy Federal. However, they won't give me no more than 25,000." The thing about it, Navy Federal not being able to report your transactions, again, when you try to reach out to other lenders and you may have strong transactions, however, some of those lenders may not be able to connect with Navy Federal. So they can't verify those transactions to show proof of income. So you'll be able to get funding with just your business instead of personal credit. Okay. Now, like I said, Navy Federal is a great card to have. All right, especially when you're starting out a business with no revenue. Now, one of the kickbacks of that, when you're jumping into Navy Federal, just also keep in mind it's usually going to take them about 30 days to open up the account. All right, so that's an option for you. Now, here's the thing that I always tell people: look, if you have bad credit and you want a credit card, all right, there's two credit cards, and these are unsecured credit cards you should go after for your business. Number one is the Capital One Spark Classic card. That's the gold card. Now, the reason is, yes, it does report to both the business as well as the personal. However, with a 580 credit score and say that you had an existing account with Capital One that went bad, that still may not disqualify you from getting this card. And usually, most people that get this card, they're starting them out two, three, $4,000, even with bad credit. Okay, so this Capital One card is definitely one of your options. Now, the other one, and I'm trying to pronounce this correctly, it's a MasterCard, all right? But it's focused for business. Now, the starting limit on this here card is only 700, but it's a unsecured card, okay? So if you're trying to get unsecured, then these are the type of cards you want to go for, all right? And it's called the Arnvina, EARNIVA, and Neva card, excuse me. And the credit line starts at $700, all right? There's no hard pull on the personal credit to see if you qualify for the card. The card is very easy to get, okay? It's a real unsecured credit card. Okay? It's not a charge card. This is a real unsecured credit card. All right? And I would definitely tell you that would be my second option. All right? Now, does it report to the business credit bureaus? No, it does not. However, it is an unsecured credit card. If you need to buy gas, you may need to replace tires on your vehicle. You may need to get some equipment. You may need to pay for some marketing for your company or something like that. This is a very easy card to get. All right. Now, another card, if you have just revenue in the business, you can show proof of revenue. Now, this is with Divvy. And here's the thing about it, what people get wrong about Divvy. All right. So with Divvy, what it is, they give you three payment options. All right. They give you 1 week, bi-weekly, and monthly. All right. And so the longer you take to pay it, the smaller the amounts. All right. So on a monthly basis, if you have to wait 30 days or whatever, they'll give you a smaller amount. If you say, okay, I can pay that off in a week, they give you a larger amount. All right. However, again, it's EIN only. Now they do report to the Small Business Financial Exchange in Dun and Bradstreet. So that's a good thing for you. So then you would have two cards that on your credit file that are actually reporting to Dun and Bradstreet. Now, here's the thing about it. A lot of people, they are so worried about Dun and Bradstreet having a Dun's number because that's all they ever heard. Let me tell you, 90% of financial institutions, they're not worried about your Dun and Bradstreet file. They're not. All right. Excuse me. They're more focused on, okay, whatever um whatever your credit score is, okay? Like if you go into like Bank of America or American Express, and American Express has a hidden card for people that's just starting out that a lot of people are not aware of. And they don't know the importance of this card, especially if you're doing like Airbnb and stuff like that, and you need that cushion or you need to buy supplies and stuff, and you need that 60-day cushion. Then the American Express Plum card, it's a charge card. However, they give you up to 60 days before you make your payment. Okay? That's a lot of leverage when you're actually starting out. And the great part about it is that you won't get a hard pull on your credit because in order to get this card, you have to already have a relationship with them. Okay? So I would tell you, if you already have a personal credit card and you trying to get a business credit card and you need leverage, more leeway. Now, some people will tell you to go for the American Express Blue Cash, which is great because with the American Express Blue Cash card for the business, they give you 12 months of zero on interest, right? However, the thing about it, if you know that, hey, I need to reserve as much cash as possible, then, and you can have both. You can have both. See, here's how American Express works. So to help you, you can have four revolving and then unlimited charge cards. Now, here's the thing about it. It's usually five revolving. The reason I said four, if you're trying to get the maximum amount of money, you may want to consider opening up a checking account or a savings account. Okay. Now, when you do that, they subtract one of your revolving accounts. Now, if you don't have a checking account or savings account with them, then you can get five um, unsecured revolving cards with them. Okay. If you do have the checking account and savings account, which a lot of people don't talk about, they would actually count that against you. All right. So that's something that you should keep in mind. Now, you have another card. You have Capital One Tap. Now, here's the thing about it, and I've said this many a times. With Capital One Tap, you have to be very careful because whatever you put on that application, if they come back and they say they want a 4506T, meaning they want to look at your business taxes and they want bank statements or invoice, if you do not give them those documents, they shut your card off. Okay? So if you know it's a good card and you work in the card and stuff like that, and you don't want to lose the access to it, be very careful in terms of what you actually put on there, unless they actually have direct access to your checking account. All right, that's very important.